There is a rhythm to human life that few remember, and fewer still honor. In the ancient Vedic tradition, this rhythm was not hidden. It was mapped. 4 distinct stages, known as ashramas, were described, each one a phase of purpose, responsibility, and liberation. A design not just for surviving, but for evolving. But somewhere along the way, we lost the map, and without it, we wander. We cling to one stage and fear the others. We resist transitions. We chase youth or permanence. We get lost. The journey begins with brahmacharya, the student stage. Not just schooling, but learning how to live. This is a time of discipline, curiosity, restraint. The soul arrives in a new body, and it needs grounding. The child must be shown how to master the senses before they master him. In this stage, the focus is inward. The individual is meant to study sacred knowledge, build character, discover how the mind works. This is where foundations are laid, in silence, in study, in service. But modern life rushes this stage. Childhood is compressed. Reflection is replaced by performance. Education becomes memorization. We push the soul into noise before it can hear its own rhythm, and so we lose the depth that only stillness can teach. The second stage is grihastha, the householder, the time of building. Here the soul engages fully with the world. Marriage, family, work, society. This is where responsibility is embraced, not as burden, but as sacred duty. The purpose here is not to escape life, but to engage it with awareness. But even this has been distorted. Modern culture idolizes this stage and makes it permanent. Success becomes identity. Family becomes possession. The householder is encouraged to accumulate, to compare, to conquer, and never to let go. And yet, the Vedas taught that this stage is temporary. It is not the destination. It is the field of karma where the soul is tested, refined, and matured through action. But action is not the end. It is the middle. The third stage is vanaprastha, the forest dweller, a soft withdrawal. Not abandonment, but detachment. After building a life, the soul begins to let go of the external, to return to the internal. This stage marks the turning inward, a return to reflection, to silence, to seeking truth. In ancient times, this meant literally moving into the forest. In today's world, it can mean simplifying life, letting go of ambitions, watching more than doing, guiding others not by controlling them, but by embodying wisdom. This stage is often resisted. We fear aging. We mourn relevance. But Vanaprastha is not about decline. It is about refinement. It is the time when the soul steps back to see clearly. The noise softens, the roles fall away, and the self begins to emerge. But modern life has no room for this. Retirement is seen as an ending, not a beginning. Elders are isolated, not revered. And so the wisdom of this phase, its grace, its stillness, is lost. We keep chasing youth instead of honoring ripening. The final stage is sannyasa, renunciation, total release, not a rejection of life, but a merging with its source. This is the stage of the wanderer, the sage, the seeker who has seen through the illusion of identity and seeks only truth. The soul in this stage no longer identifies with name, role, or even body. It walks freely, untouched by praise or blame. It sees the same divinity in all things. It lives simply. It teaches without speaking. It exists, and that is enough. But how many reach this stage today? How many even know it exists? Modernity has erased this path. It offers no structure for transcendence. And so, we die still grasping, still chasing, still believing we are what we do. When the stages are not honored, confusion reigns. The young are forced to grow up too fast. The adults never grow inward. The elders become invisible. the wise remain unheard. And the soul gets buried beneath the noise of ambition and fear. But when the stages are honored, there is peace. Each phase prepares the next. Each role is sacred, but not permanent. Each shift is guided not by fear, but by wisdom. The soul moves through life, not as a victim of time, but as a participant in its unfolding. You are not meant to cling to one phase forever. You are meant to grow, to release, to deepen, to return. Life is not a straight line. It is a spiral, and each turn reveals more of who you truly are. There is freedom in honoring impermanence. The soul does not cling to youth, to identity, to control. It learns to flow. When each stage is embraced fully, it leaves no residue. There is nothing to regret, nothing to hold on to, nothing to prove, only the experience and the growth it brings. But when we resist these transitions, we suffer. The student who never learns restraint becomes the adult who cannot master desire. The householder who fears solitude becomes the elder who cannot let go. The one who never turns inward remains outwardly busy, but inwardly empty. The Vedic vision was not built on fantasy. It was built on observation. The seers noticed the natural rhythm of human development. They saw that life offered phases, expansion and contraction, building and dissolving, learning and releasing. And they gave it structure, not to control, but to support the soul's journey. Today, we treat life as a race, linear, hurried, competitive. But the soul is not in a race. It is in a spiral of remembering. Each stage is not higher or lower, better or worse. They are all necessary. They are all sacred. When you're young, be young. Question, explore, listen, absorb. When it's time to build, build with integrity. Create beauty. Support others. Love fully. But know that it is temporary. That even the most beautiful home is not your final dwelling. When you begin to feel the shift, the soft call to go inward, honor it. Do not resist. Do not cling to the identities you've outgrown. Let the ego crack. Let silence in. Begin to release. And if you are blessed to reach the final stage, let it be gentle. Let your presence become your teaching. Let your smile become your prayer. You no longer need to change the world. You only need to reflect its truth. This understanding is not just personal, it is collective. A society that forgets its stages forgets its soul. When we honor each phase, we create harmony. Elders are respected, youth are guided, adults are supported in their responsibilities, and released when the time comes. But when these roles blur or collapse, we all suffer. The young become cynical, the old become bitter, the middle years become frantic, and the wisdom that should hold the culture together is buried beneath noise and distraction. You don't need to live in the forest to follow this path. You only need to live with awareness. Know when to listen. Know when to speak. Know when to act. And know when to release. Your soul is not in a hurry. It chose this life to experience each layer of being, to taste knowledge, to taste service, to taste stillness, and finally, to taste freedom. But you must allow the transitions. You must give yourself permission to evolve. The culture around you may not support it. The world may push you to stay in one mode forever, productive, useful, visible. But the soul knows better. The soul seeks wholeness, not performance. It seeks clarity, not applause. And when you honor its rhythm, a peace arises. A peace that does not depend on what stage you're in, only on whether you are present for it. What stage are you in now? Not in years, but in your being. Are you learning, building, letting go, dissolving? Can you feel the shift approaching? Can you listen for the call? You are not behind. You are not late. But the invitation is real. to live not just through your body, but through your soul, to recognize that each stage is a mirror showing you what you most need to see. You are not meant to cling to any one role. You are meant to move, to ripen, to fall like fruit, to scatter like seeds, to begin again, wiser, quieter, clearer. And in the end, when it is time to leave this life, may you do so with empty hands and a full heart, having lived every stage, not perfectly, but consciously, having remembered who you are, not through achievement, but through presence. You are not lost. You are moving through the cycle, one sacred breath at a time. Let it carry you. Let it teach you. Let it return you to yourself, always deeper, always home.